Welcome back, investors. Jake here. In this video, it's going to be another difficult one as we talk about losses that I've taken in my Schwab accounts. By now, you've probably guessed which stock is causing me the most grief at night, and that would be Alibaba Group Holding. About a month ago on my channel, I made a video saying that I was going to take a 10% position in my Schwab accounts. It looked like it had been uptrending. It had recently gone up over 25% at the time that I bought in. However, newsworthy events have occurred and the technicals have changed, which makes me believe that this stock is going to go even lower before it eventually starts consolidating sideways or trending back up. So in this video, let's cover what happened, and I'll show you what I see as far as the technicals go, why the stock is probably going to continue going lower. So from its high, this stock peaked at $309 on October 23rd of last year, and it's down 56%. And this stock is the ultimate value trap because it looks so appealing. Let's go on macrotrends.net real quick and look at their price to earnings ratio. It's at 16, which is where the lowest it's been in 6 years, basically. Let's look at their price to sales ratio. Once again, lower numbers are better. Their price to sales is only 3. And this company has been valued in the 10-15 range over the last 5 or 6 years. Let's look at their price to free cash flow. Once again, fantastic number. Only 11 for such a large company that is continuing to grow and expand. These multiples are ridiculous in that it looks like a good value, a good buy. But people are not going to be buying the stock in the near term is what I'm believing. So let me first show you my losses because I think this is important that if you're following people on YouTube, they're being transparent about what they're buying and selling and what they're making and losing. So when I purchased Alibaba stock, the share price, I guess, was at 178, and it's down 24%. So I'm down about $1,300. I took a $5,300 position, about 10% of my Schwab accounts, and it's down to $4,000. What's causing me to sell today primarily is I want to free up this cash because I think I can make a higher return somewhere else. There's an opportunity cost in leaving my money here. Now, is Alibaba stock going to go to zero? Is this company going to go bankrupt? Am I going to lose everything? Definitely not. If you're a buy and hold long-term investor, then you might want to buy more of Alibaba when the technicals show that it's bottomed out potentially in the next couple months. But I'm not really a long-term investor in my Schwab account. I'm doing lots of options plays where I think the stock is going to uptrend or take off in the next couple months. Like 6 months maximum is a position that I think I'll be holding for stocks in this account. And to just see this sit here in the negative range and potentially continue going down, I just want to take this capital, this $4,000, and move it somewhere else where I think in the near term I can make more money than Alibaba. In my Robinhood account, I also purchased 2 calls. This money is pretty much all gone. So I've lost $2,300 on the 2 calls that I purchased. The remaining value of these contracts is only $218. So if you ever purchase call contracts, once again, options are very volatile and you can potentially lose everything as opposed to just buying the stock. But this is what happens when you leverage money. Now, these don't expire until January 21st, and because I've already lost 91% of the premium of these contracts, there's no point in selling to close them. These are basically lottery tickets at this point, and if Alibaba stock, if I'm wrong, and Alibaba stock magically starts uptrending again, then perhaps I can get my money back or even make a profit by January 21st. So I've already lost the money here basically, so I'm going to let these ride. There's no point in selling to close them. So what has wrecked Alibaba's share price in the short term? And the first one is there are very large, well-known investors like Mohnish Pabrai who have sold out of their Alibaba's position. As Alibaba's share price was going down since last October, there are lots of famous value investors like Charlie Munger and Mohnish Pabrai who were talking it up in public interviews, saying how great of a deal it was and you should be buying it. However, he sold out. He at some point changed his mind, changed his opinion, and this has caused kind of a panic amongst smaller investors when the big funds decide not to back their stock anymore. Additionally, this article is from November 18th. Alibaba gave their quarterly earnings last quarter, and their shares dropped pretty dramatically on earnings because their revenue increased, however, their earnings went down. And when you guys get quarterly earnings, you can basically make any argument you want, bull or bear. The fact that their revenue grew year over year by 29% to me is pretty impressive, considering the stock is down 50% and revenue is increasing. However, they missed their earnings projections, their EPS, and it was a 38% decline from this quarter last year. There's lots of factors affecting the Chinese economy right now, so potentially there was an earnings slowdown as once again the government there is not making it easy for business, but the fact that once again their revenue is still increasing as the share price of the company goes down. Does that get any respect at all from investors? And the answer is no, guys. The answer is a resounding no. So what's happening here is the stock is in a free fall. I'll show you where the levels of support are now that it's below 140. But the 200-day moving average is now at 201. We want the 200-day moving average to catch up to the share price of the company in order for there to be some technical support in this stock. But the downtrend is still intact. It's still continuing. I think it's at 134 right now. It might get back to the 20-day moving average, but when that happens, it's just going to sell off again and continue going down. Additionally, for stocks in a strong downtrend right now, there is a seasonal pressure being applied to all of them, and this would be tax loss harvesting. If you're in a position that is very negative and you want to sell to close it and take the loss, this allows you either to claim a loss on the year when filing your taxes in the spring, or you can sell a stock that's had a tremendous gain or profit, and you can basically cancel them out. Capital losses offset capital gains. So there's a lot of people right now looking at their losing position in Alibaba or some of these other big stocks, maybe PayPal, and they're saying, well, I can get out of this, and then I can sell one of my gainers and not have to pay any taxes. Yes, you lost money, but if you'd rather free up that capital and reallocate it to other companies, other stocks, now is the perfect time to do it. So I think Alibaba in the short term through December is not going to be looking any better. So let's go on Schwab and pull up the charts and kind of do an autopsy on the technicals of what went wrong. Where did I screw up a month ago saying, hey, this is a good time to buy? Now, as we mentioned earlier, I got sucked in when it rebounded. It bottomed out at about 140, and it was up 26% by October 4th. So I was saying, hey, maybe this stock's free and clear. That was mistake number one, guys, because look at this. There was obviously a very strong level of support and resistance that had formed at about the 180 mark. So in July, it bottomed out at 180, went back up to 200, and then it kind of gapped down through the 180 level and fell to 160. 160 was now another level of support, so maybe we can put another line here. And it finally cratered and dropped hard right here at the 140 level. And this is what is making me make this video today is gap down on earnings, strong downtrend. It's fallen below the 140. The 140 is not holding. And how far back in time does this 140 go? You know, what's this historic? You know, at some point, guys, when you're looking for a level of support going back 2 or 3 years, it doesn't even really matter. But it's kind of fun to say, when was the last time there was a level of support where buyers would step in when the stock was at 140? And we got to go all the way back to 2018. So yeah, it's a 3-year low. So where's the next line of support, level of support, guys? If we get below 140, we got to zoom out. We got to zoom out. Oh, geez, this is not looking good. All right, it gapped up around 120, but it looks like the next line of support, line of resistance is here at about 110. So let's zoom back into the modern age, not 4 years ago. And where is Alibaba's share price going to fall to? The next level of support where buyers will step in, and my chart actually won't even let me scroll down to see the line I just drew, but it's probably at around 110. Can Alibaba go to 100? Sure. I guarantee you there's a lot of people selling puts right now willing to buy this stock if it gets to $100 a share. Is it going to fall there pretty soon? I don't know. Will it get into the 90s? I don't think so. I think there's a psychological barrier at 100 where enough people will step in. But what's going to have to happen with this stock is it's going to have to consolidate sideways until the 200-day and the 100-day catch up. Otherwise, it's just not going to uptrend anytime soon. Now, once again, if you are a buy and hold long-term investor and you want to take a position in Alibaba and hold it for several years, you're still doing fine. I think this stock eventually will, in 1 year or 2 years' time, start uptrending again nicely. And just think about their profitability and revenue growth at that point. The stock will definitely someday get back to 300 and beyond. But in the near term, I just don't see it happening anytime soon. And if you're looking to enter this stock, I would wait for it to start consolidating sideways. Don't buy it until it's done falling, and it's not done falling, guys. Okay, guys, if you're still with me, give me a thumbs up so the algorithm knows it's good. I appreciate your continued support. For those of you who warned me not to get involved with Alibaba stock, I'll let you go ahead and say I told you so in the comments section. I appreciate your comments. Till the next video, take care.